Let's start GM730 disassembly. First, push and slide the battery cover downward and remove it. Next, put your finger in the groove on the lower center to remove the battery. Now, remove the 6 screws on the rear cover. Good. Now, get a spatula. Apply it to the crevice or the joint part on the rear right side, between the rear cover and the deco front. Remove the rear cover. First, remove the sub-PCB board to board connector attached to the main PCB. Then, remove the main antenna on the lower end of the front assay with the spatula. Then, remove the RF cable connector attached to the main PCB. Again, pick up the spatula to separate the main PCB from the middle frame. Now, release the RF cable by separating the RF cable connector attached to the sub-PCB. Separate the optical joystick connector from the sub-PCB. Get the pincette again to separate the 5 mega camera connector on the upper left corner from the sub-PCB. Pincette again. Separate the touch window connector on the upper center from the sub-PCB. Don't put down your pincette. Use it to release the LCD connector on the upper right corner from the sub-PCB. Get a spatula. Place it in between the middle frame on the lower right corner of the rear face and the front assay to release the middle frame. Next, release the sub-PCB attached to the middle frame. Use your spatula. With the spatula, pry the GPS antenna from the sub-PCB motor and speaker. pry the camera key, power key, and volume key from the front assay. Then release the LCD from the touch window. Go on with your spatula. Apply it in between the deco front and the cover front to remove the front assay. Now, release the optical joystick from the cover front. Next, use the spatula to separate the touch window from the cover front. Still with the spatula, release the shield can on the main PCB top. Now, pick up the pincette to release the shield can cover on the main PCB bottom. That's all for GM730 disassembly. Now, let's try GM730 assembly. First of all, try the shield can cover on the main PCB bottom. Next, assemble the shield can cover on the main PCB top. Then, put the optical joystick in between the deco front and the cover front to build the front assay. Okay, move on to push the touch window so that it fits in the front assay. Now, apply 2 pieces of adhesive tape to both left and right of the front assay, and put the camera key, the power key, and the volume key into their respective places. Then, combine the motor and the speaker attached to the sub-PCB with the GPS antenna. Good. Let's seat the LCD on the front side of the middle frame. Then seat the sub-PCB on the rear of the middle frame. Press the 3 side key spots and then connect the LCD connector. Then seat the middle frame top first in the front assay. Now, connect the optical joystick connector to the sub-PCB. Next, connect the touch window connector to the sub-PCB. Next, assemble the 5 mega camera to the front assay and then connect the connector to the sub-PCB. Let's connect the RF cable connector to the lower end side of the sub-PCB and fix the cable in between the middle frame and the deco front. Okay, now seat the main antenna on the lower end of the front assay firmly. Move on to seat the main PCB in the middle frame and connect the sub-PCB board to board connector. Pick up a pincette to connect the RF cable connector to the main PCB. Next, put the rear cover and the front assay together. Now, try the 6 screws on the rear cover. Then, the battery in its place. Okay, tuck in the battery cover. Turn the power on. This has been GM730 Assembly.